what is the thing that's influencing your decisions? What is the thing that's influencing the way you see the world, the way you act, the way you talk to people, the way you operate and perceive things? You might think that that's you, but I'm sorry to say that 99% of the time, it's not you. It's your mind. It's your intrusive thoughts. It's your feelings. It's your emotions that a lot of the times are not even yours. Because looking from my own experience, and by the way, I'm literally just from the gym, and I've just been bearing this idea in mind for the whole day, that for a lot of the time, I feel like I am trapped inside of my mind. For the past like 6 or 9 months or so, I felt like I've been really trapped inside of my mind, and I just sort of didn't have this correlation between my thoughts, words, and the actions that I do to reality. I was just sort of thinking about one thing and then saying the other and then doing the third thing. So I wasn't really the person who would always stick to his promises, let's just say. And so it made me think about the fact that there are just so many people who are stuck in this shit, who've been stuck in this shit for like forever now. But we'll get to that a little bit later. You see, for the past, as I said, 6 to 9 months, I've been just like sort of grinding. I've been waking up, having the cold shower, meditating, doing the self-improvement stuff, grinding on the business and doing necessary work most of the time. But I didn't sort of have this trust to myself. I don't know how to explain this, but I'm sure that a lot of people will relate to this, where it's sort of like, you know that you will do what you said you were going to do, and you know that the work will be done, but you just sort of don't get fulfilled anytime when it gets done, if that makes sense. Just sort of waking up at 5 a.m, going to cold shower, meditating, doing the work before school, and then going to school, then going to the gym, and then reading, and whatever the fuck, all those self-improvement habits and all this great and amazing stuff. But there is a point where all of that becomes sort of like a standard. It's like you can't not do those things. There hasn't been a day in the past like 10 months or something like that where I didn't take the cold shower. I literally take it religiously every single day. So it's like now it's standard for me. It's like I would hate myself if I didn't have the cold shower. But at the same time, I've noticed that every day it takes more time. I sort of procrastinate in the shower, if that makes sense. I just cannot step in, and then I'm putting my mind together and then doing that anyway. And so all of this shit is just getting a little bit less purposeful, if that makes sense. And on those I get those windows into reality, which is great, like right now, because as I said, I don't remember if I mentioned that I'm after the gym right now, and I'm just in this beautiful place by the sea, and I'm just sort of thinking that mind is a very dangerous thing, because it can lead you to a lot of good things. It can lead you to success, it can lead you to whatever you want to achieve, but at the same time it can just trap you and make you sort of stay in the one position. Like, I don't know if you believe in God or no, I'm not that like super religious or anything, but I think that the devil, it's something that I've learned from, I think, Andy Elliott or somebody on the podcast that I've heard, that he said something that stuck in my mind for a lot of time. He said, the devil's goal is not to ruin your life. His goal is to make your life average. And every time I remember this, which is most of the time happening when I'm at the place like right now, when I get this sort of like a window into reality, as I said, I think about the fact that for so much time I've been trapped, and I'm still probably gonna get trapped again in this sort of a mindset, and a lot of people are in this mindset for their whole life. What I wanted to address with this video is something that I'm also working on right now, is that we all need to learn to control our minds. We need to learn to own our minds. You know, today I watched a video of a guy talking about the similar thing, and it stuck with me. Like, imagine you're a king or a queen in your kingdom, and your thoughts, your emotions are basically like sort of like your slaves, so you can tell them what to do, and like you're sort of over them, you're their superior. And every time when you allow your emotions and your feelings and all of those things that are most of the time are not yours, as I said before, get in the way of all of this, you basically let those slaves ruin your kingdom. You let them rule the kingdom, and they're just completely and utterly destroying it. And if you think about this is literally what's happening. Like, every single time when you indulge into this feeling, when you have this temptation to eat junk food, to procrastinate, this is such a huge problem in a lot of people. They just simply procrastinate on the work that they know that they have to get done. And I'm like that a lot of the times. I'm just like sort of going back home from school, and then I'm sitting there, and then it's like, yeah, I just need to have some rest. Yeah, I need to go and cook some food to have some protein. And then, it's like it's a gym time, so I'm gonna do the work later down in the day. And then I'm going home, I'm sort of doing some shallow work, and then it's like, it's a bad time. I need to wake up early. And then early in the morning, the cold shower takes like 30-40 minutes because I cannot get in. And so all this procrastination shit is just basically about the mind. It's not about the fact that you don't have time. It's not about the fact that something is in your way. the only thing that is in your way is you. Like, you're your worst enemy, literally. And so if you don't own your mind, it's going to own you, and it owns a lot of people. And I'm sure that a lot of people that are watching this are way younger. Maybe you're 15, 16, maybe you're older than me, but basically it just doesn't matter, because I don't think there's a certain limit to your age. I've seen many people on the internet talking about how they became billionaires after, I mean, not many, but like, at least Warren Buffett, right? And there are also a lot of people who started their businesses at 45, 50, 55, maybe even 60, and they became millionaires, and some even billionaires, which is crazy. So the lesson from that is everything is just inside of your own mind. People who overthink have basically two pathways. You know about this thing that there's a cost of being a deep thinker, which is, I think, it's the truth, basically. If you're a deep thinker, if you're kind of the overthinking person, when you have billion ideas inside of your mind, because, I don't know, every single day there's like billions and billions of thoughts of different kinds of ideas inside of my head, and I'm thinking about this thing, another thing. It just gets so overwhelming. And I'm assuming that if you came across this video, you're probably somewhat the same. So if you watched this video until now, then I want you to make a promise to yourself. Probably the first promise, but I hope not, that you're not gonna break. That after you're done watching this, you're just gonna get up and you're gonna get some shit done. Like, you're just gonna take control of your mind. I know that it sounds like David Goggins and all of this motivation stuff, but this is not the thing that I'm aiming for. I just want you to realize that if you're not going to own your mind, it's going to own you. I'm going to repeat myself. So the best thing to prove yourself and prove your mind that you're not going to let it own you is to just get up and start doing the thing that you're afraid of doing. The magic you're looking for is always in the work that you're avoiding. So if you got some value from this video, then please consider subscribing to this channel and leaving a like. Also, let me know down in the comments what are your thoughts on this, and yeah, take care and just get to work.